The Lone Star State has a reputation for big whitetails that can leave even the most experienced hunter with a case of buck fever.
Joe.
With that in mind, host Joe Coogan heads to South Texas for an attempt at one of these monster deer with the hopes of bringing the buck of a lifetime back with him on this Benelli on Assignment.
Hey, there's a deer right there. Good Lord, look at the width on him.
Yeah, it's a beautiful deer.
What do you think?
I think they're moving into that field. You want to maybe try and get up and see if you can get a better vantage point?
Let's try to do that.
All right, let's do that.
Overall, Texas may be one of the finest states there is for hunting. So every time I get a chance to get to Texas, I really am looking forward to that.
With his sights set on taking a trophy whitetail, Joe travels to the remote town of Mingus, Texas, due west of Dallas, for a hunt at the extraordinary Greystone Castle with General Manager John Fredericks.
I've hunted with Joe in the past before, and I wanted to give him an opportunity to see where I'm at now, because this is just a really great place to be, and the hunting is just phenomenal. We offer world-class whitetail hunting. We also have 5-star dining and accommodations.
Joining me on this hunt is Bryce Towsley, one of the senior writers for the NRA magazine.
Job to do at the end of it. I'm a field editor for NRA's publications, American Rifleman, American Hunter, and Shooting Illustrated.
Towsley published his first article in 1980, and in the time since has published hundreds of articles and thousands of photos in most of the major outdoor and gun magazines. Based in Vermont, Towsley has hunted extensively throughout the United States and Canada, as well as in Mexico, Africa, Argentina, Russia, and Europe.
Bryce and I have hunted together a number of times, and we've been talking about putting a hunt together since then, and everything really came together well for him to join me on this hunt down here in Texas.
I could have done a better job. They're perfect. They coos deer for
He's going to take a bit of a challenge with this one, because he's going to be hunting Texas whitetails with a 20-gauge slug gun.
We really haven't covered slugs much in the NRA publications recently, so I made some calls to the editors, and American Rifleman was first, and they said, let's do a feature story for American Rifleman on the new technology for 20-gauge slugs.
The Benelli M2 field shotgun is the workhorse of the Benelli semi-auto line. Complete with a recoil-reducing ComfortTech stock and the inertia-driven bolt mechanism, the M2 is lightweight and ultra-reliable.
To hunt whitetails here in Texas, I've chosen Benelli's R1 in a 30-06.
The R1 is a repeating rifle with an auto-regulating gas-operated system. The ComfortTech recoil dampening stock reduces the kickback by almost half that of other rifles.
Yeah, that's just right there.
Typically in Texas, most of the whitetail hunting is done from stands. We're going to be doing some of that, but more so, I think we're going to be interested in getting out and moving through this country. We've got a chance of spotting a deer or maybe even drawing one in without necessarily having to be committed to one spot.
Sit down, we're going to glass that field and see what we can see.
Okay.
We're on a very good ranch. It's well managed here, and I'm looking forward to looking at some good bucks and having an opportunity to pick and choose and get a little fussy. Oh, here comes another one.
Their whitetails are legendary, and this is one of the things that we're really looking forward to on this trip, is getting into some of that country that really produces some great bucks.
Some folks say when you're hunting in Texas, you're not actually hunting whitetails, you're shopping for a buck. There's so many big deer that I just think it's the best place in North America to hunt whitetails.
Benelli on Assignment is brought to you by Federal Premium Ammunition. Every shot counts. Bill Jordan's Realtree. Family, friends, and the outdoors. Burris Optics. See the light. Hunter Specialties. Under Armour. Athletes Hunt. And by Benelli's USA Fine family of firearms, including Benelli, Simply Perfect, Front Key, pass along the tradition. Uberti, history repeats itself. Stoger, serving American sportsmen since 1924. And Stoger Air Guns, pellet power precision.
Whitetails were my first big game animal. I shot my first one at 11 years old, and I guess I've hunted them just about everywhere whitetails live.
That's a good buck right there.
If I had a favorite place to hunt whitetails, it would be Texas. I try to come here every year, and I think it's just a special place. They have a tremendous population of whitetails.
He's not quite what we're looking for.
That keeps your energy levels up and keeps your attention and focus, and you get to pass deer and pick and choose.
And Bryce, there's another field up here. Let's just ease up to the edge of the woods, and then we'll just glass it and see if there's any deer out there. Here's another buck coming out right now. He's at 9 point.
What do you think?
Pretty good deer. He looks a little young though.
He's going to be a good deer next year, though, isn't he?
Yep. It's good deer. It's not quite what we're looking for, though.
Boy, this wind and this warm weather has been making it tough, though, hasn't it?
Yeah, especially right after the rut.
This is getting pretty slow. What do you say we head on back, get a little breakfast, and figure out what we're going to do this afternoon?
Yeah, sounds like a good plan.
Maybe do a little quail hunting in between?
I think so.
All right. I love Texas, man.
Besides the great whitetail hunting, Texas also got phenomenal quail hunting. Watch out, we got a point up here.
Here he comes.
Here we go. Bryce is going to be one of the first ones to put his hands on the newest gun from Benelli, which is a 28 gauge Legacy. Bryce, you ready for the 28?
I am.
Created with distinctive style and dependable performance, the new Benelli Legacy 28 is the lightest semi-auto shotgun available, built for the shooter who appreciates attention to detail. The shotgun comes with a hand-selected AA grade walnut stock and classic game scene etchings in the receiver.
An unexpected bonus is when we arrived here, we actually have one of those new Legacy 28 gauge lightweight shotguns.
Nice shot, Bryce.
Thank you.
We're going to have a brace of dogs, 2 pointers down on the ground, and we're just going to do an old traditional style walk-up quail hunt.
The bird shooting that we were able to do was great fun and very challenging.
You got a point up here.
Right, get ready, get ready. We were actually hunting these quail in amongst a lot of live oak. And boy, I tell you, these birds could really use the cover to stay out of the pattern of the shotgun. Those are some tough birds. When we did knock a bird down, you really, you earned him. Is that a point there? Good shot. Thank you.
All right, come on. Let's keep moving in here.
I love wing shooting as much as I love big game hunting, and we had a few days of quail hunting here. Some of the best quail hunting I've experienced. There are lots of birds, they really fly well.
There we go, got another one. I mean, it's gonna happen right now.
Here it comes.
Nice one.
I kind of like this shotgun.
Yeah. Well, what do you guys think we head in and get some lunch?
I think that sounds like a great idea. And then we've got some whitetails to look at this afternoon,
Yeah,
I
we
think.
need to get some whitetails this afternoon.
John, the guide, was telling me about this deer they call Don King because his rack is high and very tight, very close together. He's not a very wide buck, and it sort of looks like Don King's haircut. Is that Don King? He came in really late. As soon as I got my binoculars on him, I said, okay, guys, this is the deer I'm going to take.